It's Monday. Thanks to all of you guys that submitted your questions for this Q&A on Twitter to add OTR Essential. And remember to use the hashtag OTR Essential. I appreciate it. Let's get started. Alrighty, okie dokie. Edsel 4. Do you think a Ric Flair winning the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 22 could have worked and giving him one more world title run would have worked? I think the having him win the Money in the Bank could have potentially worked, especially because if he wouldn't have been able to cash in successfully, I mean, was it really going to hurt Ric Flair? You could have gotten it out of the way. Um, I think that could have worked tremendously, kind of one last Cinderella run. And I don't know if him having a world title one more time would have worked, but the thought of it, the tease of it, could have definitely worked. Eric Rivera Cueva. Does WWE care about ratings, or is it all about the network now? Oh, they still care about the ratings. Their effort or lack thereof in the creative process of Raw every week might lead you to believe that they don't. Oh, but they do. They do. Because they have to deliver those ratings. Those ratings are incredibly important still to them. So they care about that too. Burn Notice 3216. Do you think in 5 years we'll be saying, remember when we all thought Roman Reigns was going to be a bigger star than Ambrose? Oh, perhaps. Perhaps. There's a possibility for that. But we could be saying in 5 years from now, remember when we thought that the Shield were going to be three of the top guys in the company, and it's Slapnuts number one and Fuckstick number two that are the top guys? Never know. You just never know, man. We can think we know, but sometimes things work out differently than we anticipate. I Play Heel 1995. What superstars do you want to see return at the Rumble? I probably have answered this before. I think I have. But guys like Sting, Jake the Snake Roberts, Eugene, those would be guys I'd like to see come back at the Rumble. Carbon Mac. Do you think Hogan had a better career in WWE during his first run or his WCW NWO run? His first WWE run lasted almost a decade. That clearly was the better run. The WCW NWO run was great in its own way, and it added years of shelf life to Hogan as a performer. But you can't touch that first run of his in WWF. Holy shit! AB Taz 12. If the Schleg Daddy was a wrestler or manager, which song would he enter the ring to? Mm, 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 mm. Probably NWA's "Fuck the Police." Yeah, I think so. What else did you expect out of me, right, guys? Yeah, I'd probably say that. Um, let's see here. Principal NYNB. Does Lesnar really deserve to have gotten all the special treatment he gets from WWE after walking out on them? I could sit there and say, no, the sandwich salesman meathead doesn't, but, Austin walked out on him and they welcomed him back. And, it's just, I don't know. I mean, me personally, would I? No, but it's their company. They can do what they want. So, if they feel that business wise he's the best thing, then yes, he does deserve the special treatment. If he's not producing what they anticipated or expect out of him for the special treatment that they're giving him, then no, he doesn't deserve it. Danny Crew, ideally, how many superstars should hold the world title in one calendar year? I don't know if there's a set number. Obviously, you would like to say the fewer the better, but sometimes having a surprise title change here or there doesn't hurt things. I would say you'd probably want to stay in the category of 3 to 5 would be your max. If you only had one champion an entire year every year, that shit would get old too. You got to have some variety, some spice. I think 3, 4, 5. You don't want to do any more than that, for sure, for sure. And it depends again on how it's done. Some years 2 might be perfect. Other years 1 might work. And other years you might need 5 or 6 even. Real Ziggy 23. In your opinion, since Roman Reigns was getting hated by the LWC, do you think his injury was a blessing in disguise? No. Takes him off of TV for several months. He still had a lot of momentum, regardless of whether some of the internet crew was starting to already turn on him, which is ridiculous. So I don't see how it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, he's out of action for several months. He had to go get emergency surgery. Um, it takes a fresh face out of the top scene. I don't think it was a blessing in disguise for any goddamn buddy. It's going to get to the point where the serious fans, the internet fans, if they haven't as a group already gotten kind of old and their acts kind of gotten played out, it's going to get really fucking ridiculous because it is going to get to be, it has to be this type of guy who wrestles this type of match, who does this type of shit, and fuck everybody else. And if you think like that, then go fuck yourself. You need different types of wrestlers, different types of looks, different types of talkers, different types of in-ring workers. You want to watch a bunch of karate ninjutsu shit like I talk about, go watch fucking ROH. And no, ROH is fucking stupid. You know why they're stupid? Because they're fucking stupid. That's why. Because I said so. Because all their guys pretty much look the same and act the same and wrestle the same. Nobody's different. And it's stupid. So much of their shit lacks story and has for years. So, I mean, it gets kind of old, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be one of those things. If you're not 5'10", 195 pounds and do a lot of flips and kicks with minimal charisma and average ability on the mic, then you're going to get booed everywhere. It's fucking stupid. But yet, if one of those guys gets booked in that type of fashion where they're strong and dominant like a Reigns or a Cena would be, then that's awesome. That's awesome. Windwalker 263. Do you think if CM Punk was still with WWE today, he'd be the World Heavyweight Champion? Probably not. And Punk is a bit of a crybaby bitch. Man, that's the impression he always gives off. That's kind of the things that he says makes you believe that. I think WWE might have gotten to the point where they were going to get fucking tired of him. So, no, I don't think he would be. Mm-mm. Rampager 213. If you got to spend a whole day with Psycho Sid, what would you guys do? Practice promos and maneuvers off the second turnbuckle. That's it. What else can you do? We're talking about Psycho Sid. What else is there to do? Maybe we'd go and get me to get some extensions and dye my hair blonde and I could get a perm like him. That might be the other thing. So yeah, those would be the three things we would do. Maybe we would go shopping for cutoffs. Yeah, we could do that. Show John Cena where the real Jork power lies. That rip-off motherfucker. And then maybe at the end of the day, we'd go play a game of softball. Keys 10. Would a number one contenders tournament be a good idea right now since there really is no number one contender to speak of? Sure, why the fuck not? We'll give some type of meaning and purpose to the show and allow you still to not have to have Lesnar on TV every week or every other week. The Den Sidron. Do you think Shawn Michaels is responsible for Bret Hart's ego flying under the radar amongst wrestling fans? To a degree, yes, because Shawn was, painted in a certain light, and understandably so. But Bret Hart was so good at putting out this bullshit propaganda about himself for so many years, about how he was the hapless, poor victim, and it was kind of pathetic too. Look, and I'm going to say this once and for all. If you were a Shawn Michaels fan and you don't think that he played incredible backstage politics and wasn't a whiny bitch, and you're a fucking moron. I'm a huge Hogan mark, as evident by the banner back there. But the Hulkster was the king of politics. He was a big-time power player and political player. And you don't think he whined and bitched and moaned to get his fucking way? He was the top guy in the WWE. Of course that's what he's fucking did. He's done that throughout his whole career. And you don't hear me ever denying it. I might try to spin it as being awesome, but I don't fucking deny it. But when it comes to Bret fucking Hart, for some reason all these hitman marks over the years have tried to sit there and deny what is clearly the evident truth. That the biggest mark for Bret Hart is fucking Bret Hart himself. If you think that Bret Hart is not some delusional fuck who believed too much of his own bullshit and started to live too much of his own damn gimmick of the best you eat, the best you is, the best you ever will be, and if you actually believe that Bret Hart was a complete and total hapless victim that was brutalized by Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels and this evil conspiracy of the WWE, and if you truly believe that never at any point in time did Bret Hart do anything of a whiny crybaby bitch manner, then you are officially, from now on, called a heart-tard. Because that's what you are. is a heart-tard. Fucking stupid. I mean, like Austin fans saying Austin didn't play politics. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Bret Hart's ego's flown under the radar over the years, and I think it's ridiculous. We poke fun at Hogan and Triple H and Nash and Hall and all these other fucking people, Shawn, and all of it's true. And I don't deny any of it. But for some reason, the heart tards just don't fucking get it with Bret. It's stupid. Grow the fuck up. Admit it. It's okay. They're all like it. Best Buy Rick 1. What do you think about Paul Konerko's retirement getting way less attention than Derek Jeter's? That's kind of an unfortunate consequence. I mean, Konerko's been a very good player for the White Sox for many years. You know, a class act, a real professional. You know, one of those White Sox players I've certainly never had an issue with. You know, but at the same point in time, you're comparing Paul Konerko, a very good baseball player, to Derek Jeter, one of the iconic Yankees of all time and definitely of this time. You're talking about a guy who has been one of the real stars of the game for almost 2 decades now. So, you know, sucks for Paul Konerko, but what the fuck else did you think? Mr. David Dye, you think Brock Lesnar should have issue with the fact that Seth Rollins attacked him while he was down? Yeah, perhaps. I think it would be funnier maybe if Seth Rollins was sitting there cutting a promo backstage talking about how he was a Money in the Bank winner, and then in behind him walks Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, and they just stand there and look at him. And Brock says something maybe about, what did you say? And then how cool would it be if Seth Rollins didn't act like a punk bitch? Maybe you borrowed from something like in the Attitude Era, where Seth Rollins doesn't give a fuck, Brock Lesnar or not. He's a fucking Money in the Bank winner, and he's got an idea of how he can cash in and become the next champion. I think it'd be kind of cool. That way you can interweave all types of different characters and maybe see what type of reaction you get between Lesnar and Rollins. Sounds stupid, but shit, WWE is stupid. Give it a fucking shot. See what happens. Let's get crazy. Let's get nuts. Matt Meffe 2. Are there any A-plus superstars at WWE today? No. And who throughout history would be considered A-plus superstars? Hogan. Some of you say, shut the fuck up. If you were running the WWF, you would definitely consider Hogan an A-plus superstar, especially when you're cashing in those fucking checks. In terms of, like, instead of saying, like, A-plus superstar, I would say the epitome of the 5-tool player would have to be The Rock. Austin, I think you could throw him in as being an A-plus guy, no question about it. Maybe Taker. You know, not a lot of them, but there have been some. You know, some will say, Ric Flair, and, you know, but this is more of a... No. Yeah, I guess you didn't really specify WWE, so I guess you could throw in somebody like a Ric Flair, sure. Dexter C73, if the rating slide continues with the WWE Board of Directors remove Vince, the ratings have been sliding for over a decade, and they haven't removed him. Why would they remove him now? They seem to be married to this fucking guy for some reason. Psycho Walker, how do you feel about the wrestlers who made up the top 10 list of the PWI 500 of 2014? Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I find it very, very funny how I see when I go on like social media that I'm the fan, so I'm supposed to be the dummy, I'm supposed to be the mark, yet I see countless fucking wrestlers on the independent scene promoting this ranking on a stupid fucking kayfabe list like it is some type of validation of their own pathetic career awesomeness. Again, who are the fucking marks here? Holy Jesus Christ. Yeah, I have no thoughts. I don't care. A lot of stuff about wrestling at this point, frankly, I don't care. And I most certainly don't care about PWI's stupid fucking list. I guess they made Daniel Bryan one. Good. Whoopee. The Dark 733-ism, excuse me. Let's try that again. The Dark 733-ism. Would the Elimination Chamber work in the Attitude Era? Okay. Do we even really need to ask this question? Think about this. Austin, Rock, Triple H, Taker, Angle, Mankind. Do you think that would work? Take one of them out, throw in Kane. Take one of them out, throw in Big Show. Take one of them out, fucking throw Rikishi in there if you fucking want to. Do you think that would work? Of course it would. Thanks, though, to all you guys that submitted your questions for this Q&A. I have another one coming up Wednesday on this channel, so stay tuned.